Longtime congressman for District 15 in the Valley, Ruben Hinojosa, months ago said that's it for him. He's going to ride into the sunset. And as a result, everybody and their dog decided to run for Congress. 6 Democrats and 3 Republicans. And now we pare the field down to 2 on each side. We got a runoff. And on the Republican side, yes, there is a runoff. We got Mr. Tim Westley, who's from the northern portion of the district near San Antonio. He got the majority of the votes on the GOP side, but also a Valleyite, Ruben Villarreal, former mayor of Rio Grande City, joining us on 710 KURV. Ruben, congratulations for making the runoff. For the political insiders and the news junkies, they know that as far as the conservative vote, boy, that's the northern portion of the district. It's near San Antonio, where Mr. Westley got a whopping number yesterday. So what do you say, man? You're going to have to pack your bags, go live up there, and go shake some hands and kiss some babies again for the next several weeks?
Sergio, these elections always teach you something, and I've run a few elections in my time, and obviously it does teach me some new spins on politics. But at the end of the day, I think that we're going to have to just hit the trail one more time, and hit the trail not just in the northern part, that he was hit in the southern part and parts in between. District 15 it's very diverse and multifaceted, and I want to tell you, this is, I think, the biggest example of how diverse and multifaceted District 15 is. Yes, we made the runoff, and we worked extremely hard to get there. Yeah, we put all our efforts. We had a great volunteer crew up here in the north side where I've been. So at this point, ready to grab yourself by the bootstraps and start working hard one more time.
Don't forget the hat. Don't forget the cowboy hat. You're going to need that as well.
That's a constant. That's a constant. But I think the spin junkies and I think the political junkies are going to have a lot to talk about this election, all the different dynamics. I haven't even sized up all the dynamics of it in my own head, so I'm pretty sure it'll be talked about for a while.
Ruben Villarreal joining us on 710 KURV. He is in the runoff on the GOP side in the race for Congress 15.
Ruben, Tim Sullivan here, and as Serge alluded to, you got some catching up to do. How do you overcome Mr. Westley's appeal to the religious community?
Well, let me tell you what. It's a whole brand new election. Runoffs can come in, and yes, you can look at the previous numbers, and they give you a direction on your compass. But overcoming is what you do in politics every single day, whether you're serving the public as a mayor or a congressman. But in this sense, Tim, I can't tell you I changed my ground game. I did a lot of grassroots. Keep in mind, I came into Guadalupe County a year ago. I knew one person in this whole county, and I still managed to gather over 5,000 votes. I think I lost track on numbers. So we did some good basic homework. More basic homework is needed, but most definitely it'll be done on both sides of the district, in the Rio Grande Valley and in this north side as well.
Who's funding you, Ruben? Where are your campaign dollars coming from? Are you gathering? Are you getting any major campaign donations, or is most of it coming from your efforts to hit the grassroots?
Let me tell you something. That's the exciting part about this campaign. All the donations I've received have been small donations and medium-sized donations from the grassroots people of these communities. Everybody from the Rio Grande Valley has helped me out. I have people that have helped me out here on the north side. So that's the good news. I have a very big grassroots volunteer community. They have come through to help me fund my campaign. And yes, it's come from there, along with some of my own personal money. But I want to say most of it has been small donations from the good people of Texas.
Political observers say that it is mostly, when it's a runoff election, it's a smaller base, it's a smaller number, but it is a very conservative number. What does that say to you as far as the ground game that, boy, you got to initiate on 2 fronts? The Valley, you got to get the Valley to come back out for you, and then you got to siphon some of that vote away from Mr. Westley, way up there.
This election is going to be very different. Let me tell you something. I think this whole presidential brouhaha with Ted Cruz, who was successful, and Trump, and I think all that created a lot of stir in different parts of the state, and I think most definitely in the northern part and southern part as well. You're not going to have that. You're going to have a very focused, concentrated, well-versed, hopefully, who's going to make decisions based on substance. and less on other factors perhaps. But the challenge ahead is going to be one that I will take on like I have everything else. The grassroots are hard to work, but something, hard work and dedication is something we know in the Valley quite well.
Hey, I know I'm running long here. I might have to skip some segments here, Freddie. Just real quick. Do the folks in the Northern District, the Republicans that you speak to, do they realize the November dynamics that are involved, where the base of the vote is down here, and any chance a Republican has to win is based on getting the vote out here in South Texas? And Mr. Westley is well known up there. They love him up there, but down here, well, you're a Valley boy compared to a San Antonio area boy. You know what I mean? Do they listen to those political strategies?
Let me tell you what I hear. And let me give you the two sides of the coin here. The Rio Grande Valley, first off, has a runoff on the Democratic side, so it'll create a lot of stir, and I think that's going to help me quite in a very definite way, because there's going to be kind of that talk in the air, so people are going to be aware that there's going to be a runoff. So that's going to help me in the south side. And in the north side, let me tell you something. Mr. Westley did receive quite a bit of votes, but a lot of the political people that I know down here and a lot of the elected officials, many of them didn't know of him, weren't familiar with him. So the dynamics of how the elections or the election numbers turned out, I think, are subject to many different factors, not necessarily just the basic ones we see on the forefront.
Okay.
So the way I combat this, Sergio, is just going to hit the ground running one more time and retouch those bases of people that I know vote, and hopefully they'll just make an educated decision. I mean, research, and I hope within that, I got a lot of that yesterday. A lot of people, keep in mind, I am from the Valley. I ran an election that was very much pushed over here in the north, and people did the research. And I think if more people do the research, I think that I'll be very successful.
Mayor, thank you. Ruben Villarreal, he is in a runoff with Tim Westley for the Republican nomination for District 15. AccuWeather says highs will be in the 80s today, 86 in McAllen, record heat for tomorrow. Border Bridge wait times, 35 minutes Hidalgo, 15 minutes Brownsville Veterans. 7:55 in the morning news with a check of your money.